Life engineering uses machine intelligence to improve human well-being. The starting point is technological development. At the core is quality of life. The objective of life engineering is to achieve a good life with machine intelligence. The following video focuses on the impact of digital services. What do ChatGPT and Meta Quest do to you? Do such digital services improve your life? What needs do they satisfy? Which services do you intentionally choose to forego? Measuring your heart rate and fitness? Social media such as Instagram and LinkedIn? Cash-free payment? Will digitalization ultimately make us happier or unhappier? The media gives us partly utopian, but mostly dystopian visions of digitalization. Perhaps we can arrive at a more realistic assessment of potential opportunities and risks if we examine the impact of digital services on the 13 needs of the quality of life model. Maybe we can recognize what truly matters. Let's try it with the following two examples of ChatGPT and Metaverse. ChatGPT and other generative AIs have, on one hand, awakened huge expectations that have, for instance, drastically driven up the share price of Microsoft and related companies. On the other hand, these services have sparked tremendous fear, leading, for example, to the EU's Artificial Intelligence Act. What does ChatGPT mean for the architect Tom Bieber in his professional and private life? Capital. Tom Bieber can have ChatGPT generate a first draft of the text he needs to submit for an architecture competition. This cuts down on working time or creates breathing room for participation in other competitions. A recent graduate in architecture may find it more challenging than ever to find a paid internship, as ChatGPT takes on many of the typical tasks of a young professional. Community. For Tom Bieber, conversing with ChatGPT might simply be a relaxing pastime. He might even prefer conversing with artificial intelligence over his life partner, Eva. However, this also means that an important aspect of his relationship with Eva is lost. Knowledge. ChatGPT can suggest design concepts, room concepts, materials, and aesthetic elements that have proven themselves for operating rooms. It minimizes the time and effort spent searching for and linking building regulations and technologies. By communicating with ChatGPT, Tom can update and broaden his knowledge. Large language models such as ChatGPT can only process language-based knowledge, and as such cannot handle structural analysis algorithms or building information models, at least for the moment. ChatGPT can review Tom's design for potential issues and make suggestions for improvement. However, ChatGPT occasionally hallucinates in an attempt to find a solution. There is also the risk that a proposed solution may be manipulated. For example, by favoring a particular building material in the interests of certain suppliers. However, the responsibility for the quality of the design ultimately lies with Tom. Appearance. The generated text excels through extensive references to successful projects, such as with operating rooms in Sweden. In any case, the texts produced by ChatGPT are superior in terms of orthography and style to those of an average writer. Power. At the moment, Tom Bieber can still demonstrate his value to the architecture firm by taking innovative paths. Rank. Tom can distinguish himself amongst colleagues and customers by using ChatGPT to ensure the quality of his work. If he expects to improve his competitive edge over colleagues, he will probably use ChatGPT. Self-esteem. If the generative AI outperforms Tom in specific areas, it may affect his self-esteem. Energy. ChatGPT initially means that Tom has to expend time and effort learning and experimenting with the new digital service. He is confronted with the typical human resistance to innovation, which diminishes the value of his painstakingly acquired knowledge and costs energy for learning. On the other hand, ChatGPT relieves Tom of routine tasks, thus conserving his energy, which can also be described as comfort or efficiency. Virtual worlds. The metaverse is triggering a similarly heated discussion as generative AI. Online games such as Fortnite and services such as Meta Quest or Apple Vision Pro provide a glimpse into what spending time in a virtual world could look like in the future. The enormous user figures for games show that a significant proportion of the population already uses spending time in a virtual world for relaxation or distraction. For many people, life in a virtual world such as the one described by the novel Ready Player One presents a horror scenario. But why? Would it be the worst thing for someone to escape into a world in which they feel comfortable? Does returning from the metaverse to the real world cause a hangover effect, similar to drugs? Does a young girl attain higher self-esteem when she climbs from level to level in an online game? Does she neglect her real-world responsibilities that are vital to her existence? Does a virtual world possibly even expand a player's imagination? Are friendships formed within the game lasting, and thus a contribution to psychological security? Does spending time on a games console lead to poor eating habits and a lack of exercise? Consequences. Just as with ChatGPT and the Metaverse, we can analyze the impact of each digital service based on people's needs. We can also choose digital services that save working time based on a need such as convenience. The proposed rough needs model can serve as a checklist. Many research projects are trying to assess the impact of digital services on people. The databases of digital services, machine learning algorithms, and the growing capacity to train algorithms are increasingly enabling us to achieve a better understanding of the impact of digital services. Ideally, we will be able to objectively measure the impact on quality of life using the automatically recorded data. With this knowledge, life engineering must endeavor to influence or steer the development and use of digital services to improve quality of life. Questions. Which online games for minors should be banned or restricted by law? Why could virtual reality be a way to a happy life? Which digital services waste the most time? Which services help you save time? When would you have a chip implanted into your brain to make you permanently happier?